Welcome back to what Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is an H35, a Hotchkiss H35. It's a tier 2 French light tank. It's located on the South Spawner Mines and it's under the command of Andromedaa. And he's in platoon with Splyer, who's also in an H35. Well, this is a little odd, isn't it? Because it's a tier 2 battle. We don't often see them on our channel. But this one is quite interesting, because somebody in this battle has an OP tank. Yes, they have a premium tank, which is considered very OP, overpowered. Can you guess what it is yet? If you're looking at the team list, you'll probably spot it straight away. Yes, there's somebody out there with the Panzerkampfwagen 2 Aslains J. Yes, the tier 2 tank with armor that's incredibly difficult to penetrate. Well, you can see Splyer's gone up the south approach to the hill, but Andromeda's decided to hold back and shoot from a distance for the moment. He's not particularly worried about being seen at this range. The H35, the Hotchkiss H35, is actually quite a decent tank. And in fact, the Germans took a lot of them, the ones that they captured, and converted them for use for themselves, putting a bit of extra armor on them and then using them in various forces. In fact, I think some of them went to Finland afterwards for use by the German forces against the Soviets in Finland. You can see a Panzerkampfwagen 2 hiding behind that rock, but it's not the J version. And down there we can see a Panzer 38H, which is, well, it's the same version of this tank, but it's converted to use by the Germans, that one. And he died. We did lose some hit points, 38 hit points to that Panzer 38H. It got me for a second, it was a Panzer 38H. I thought, hang on a sec. It's not the Mini Mouse though, that's the Panzer 39 or H39, 39H. 749, I think, 739. That's the up armored version of this tank. Okay, Panzer 2 up on the hill. Fast firing time, it's 2.55 seconds on the reload. If I remember correctly, it's a 37mm, yep, 3.7mm, slightly smaller caliber than the S35. That's a 47mm. In fact, it's slightly slower on the reload than the S35, but it's a tough little tank. It's got good armor, and so long as you angle well, you're actually quite invincible against some tanks. And he's mostly hidden behind that rock. He's not going to get shots on the M2 at the moment unless he comes up to the cliff edge. It looks like the enemy at the moment is trying to... Oh, and there's the Panzer 2J. He's been seen. There he is. Unfortunately, during that battle, we lost our platoon mate, Splyer. Yet he was taken out. He was on the south approaches. But there's only 4 enemy tanks left. So this is going to be interesting because they do outnumber the enemy. But that Panzer 2J could actually take out all of them if he can get his shots in the right place. And the easiest place and the easiest way to take out one of these Hotchkiss 38s is actually, or 35s, is actually to hit the rear into that engine cover on the back. Where you see its grates, those grates for the vents for the heat. That's the place to hit them, because that's the weak spot. Either that or to hit that cupola on directly on top of the turret. That's a weak spot as well. But virtually everywhere else on the tank, so long as you angle, you can stop the rounds from that Panzer 2J. He's going to have a bit of difficulty trying to take this H35 out. And that T26 just died to the Panzer 2J, who now has a Top Gun. Would you believe it? Well, he's made it up on top of the hill, and hello. Well, one round from that Panzer 2 managed to pen. But the M2 lights down. Next is the Panzer 2J, Panzer 2 Roma, And well, he got one into the tracks, but unfortunately he did get a couple of those rounds in, but he got a round back, and the Panzer IIJ is having difficulty trying to pen because he's at the perfect angle. And the Panzer II takes another round, and there he's gone. And he's now earned a steel wall from all the rounds that Panzer IIJ is firing at him. This is hilarious. Yep, he's at the perfect angle to bounce the rounds from that Panzer IIJ, who's going to run out of ammunition. And he's just been killed by the 70p. And that's the win. So by getting tracked where he was, he actually helped win the game, because it focused the fire of that Panzer IIJ on him and left his teammates to take out the Panzer IIJ. Well done. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for this one. Well, second class tanker for Andromeda in the Hotchkiss H35. He managed to get a shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. He got a Spartan medal for surviving a ricochet or a non-penetrating hit from an enemy team player, which is of course the Panzer IIJ, when he had less than 10% of his hit points left. Cool-headed for blocking 10 or surviving 10 ricochets, and well, most of those shots from the Panzer IIJ were ricochets. And a steel wall for blocking at least 1,000 hit points of damage and at least 11 hits in total. I think he survived a lot more than that. His win rate for the game was only 1420, but then he didn't get a lot of kills, only the 2. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see on this that the actual high scorer in the game was that Panzer IIJ with 694 hit points of damage. He picked up a top gun because he managed to get the highest number of kills as well, 6. But we can see that Andromeda didn't do too badly, 225 hit points of damage. The 70p who killed the Panzer IIJ actually scored just slightly less than him with 622 hit points of damage, and he managed to get 4 kills. And as we saw, Andromeda only got 2. The Panzer 1C should get a mention as well, because he got 5 kills in that game, but he did get taken out of the game. So yeah, unfortunately, he didn't survive. When it came to base XP, we can see that it was the Panzer 1C who scored the highest amount, 825 for him, 649 for the 70p, and then we can see that the Panzer IIJ managed 487 base experience points, but we can see that Andromeda was not far behind with 457, and these were the top scorers in the game, the top 4 players. When it came to detail report, we can see that he fired 24 rounds, got 15 direct hits and 7 penetrations, 225 hit points of damage, all at close range. He received 138 hits from the enemy. Only 11 of those penetrated, and quite a few of those actually came from the Panzer IIJ and the other tank that he took out on the hill, the M2 Light. And well, those 11 penetrations actually took away most of his hit points, but the vast majority of these non-penetrating shots came from the Panzer IIJ, who was literally bouncing rounds off the side of his armour and wasn't going for the right spot. If he'd gone for the engine cover, I think he might have been able to get the shots through, but he was auto-aiming on the H35 and the rounds were just bouncing off the armour because it was at the right angle. 1,334 hit points of damage blocked by an H35, a tier 2 tank, survived a mauling by a tier 3 premium and survived the battle. 4 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, and he earned 8,685 credits, but he did fire some premium and he did have to repair the tank, and he actually made a loss of 11,244 credits. He earned 685 XP, got ×2 for the first victory, 1,372 for completing a mission, and 2,743 altogether. But that was very interesting because that Panzer IIJ made a classic error. Try to fire auto-aimed at a Hotchkiss at the wrong spot and the shells would just bounce off. If he'd aimed for the engine cover, he would have taken that Hotchkiss out of the game, but I'm not sure if he could actually see the engine cover, and even if he did, he just didn't realise that that was the weak spot instead of the side of the vehicle. So well done there to Andromeda. That was a bit of fun actually at tier 2 to see a Panzer IIJ undone by his own stupidity. Well, not stupidity, but the fact that he didn't fire correctly was quite funny. And of course then for that 70p to come up behind the Panzer IIJ and put him out the game to win it. Well done. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.